Hey, I'm Clint Arthur, and this is Celebrity Expert Spotlight. Today we have Michael Butler, CEO and publisher at Beyond Publishing, and the new book is called Billionaire Influence. Tell us all about it.
Well, I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Clint. That's the home of the world's first billionaire, J. Paul Getty. And I quoted him for many years and said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. And as I grew up in Tulsa, I had the opportunity to be mentored by two billionaires that were actually living. J. Paul Getty had already passed when I was born in Tulsa. But the new book is called Billionaire Influence, where we look at the fact that not everybody wants to be a billionaire, but could you have influence like a billionaire? Could you think like a billionaire, act like a billionaire, and impact like a billionaire? So you asked me what I've been up to. Just finished my first ultra marathon, and I got to say it was a great experience. I had done a marathon before, but to run it by myself, I just wanted to challenge myself and see if I could do it. So I got up at 12:01 a.m. and I went out there and I made it happen. And so as we're growing the publishing company, Beyond Publishing, we've grown to almost 1,000 book titles, authors in 59 nations. It's amazing to me, the stories that are coming out. A lot of people thought the internet killed publishing, but readership is actually up globally. So we're having fun, we're blowing it up, and we're really excited about our nonprofit because we're rescuing kids from human trafficking. 1040impact.org. When the U.S. and the Allied forces pulled out of Afghanistan, we rescued an additional 54 girls whose parents were so desperate they sold them into slavery. That's why I ran the Ultra, and that's why I run a marathon every year, is because we have sponsors and donors. We actually have groups of kids around the world from schools and associations and clubs and little leagues that are sponsoring kids and helping us rescue, feed, educate, and clothe girls who have been rescued from human trafficking.
What is the number one piece of advice that you could share with people from the billionaires that you've met?
Well, it's really about leverage. It's really about leverage, consistency, and timing. That's the thing. As I profile these billionaires that I've studied, many of them that I've met personally or mentored with, and then those like Elon Musk, whom I haven't met personally, but I include Donald Trump and Elon Musk in the book because of some interesting characteristics about them. But the underlying characteristic is leverage and timing. And don't stop trying. Keep innovating, keep trying new things. Don't stay stuck in the past. Reinvent yourself constantly. And the thing I've noticed about millionaires and billionaires, because I have a few honorable mention decamillionaires in the book that have impacted me, is they never stop innovating and trying new things. They continually think outside the box and they continue to grow.
What is it that attracts you to this nonprofit work that takes you overseas and dealing with these children who, I don't know, I didn't even know how you find these children?
Well, it's very interesting because my life was changed because as a kid I stuttered when I was 11 years old, and kids made fun of me, and I think the librarian noticed it because she found a book that was written by an 11-year-old boy, and she gave me this book, and this book changed my life. And as a result of this book, written by an 11-year-old kid when I was 11, it taught me to believe in myself, and I really began to believe anything was possible. And I knew when I was a kid, when I got cured of stuttering, when I overcame the stuttering, that I either wanted to be a minister or a meteorologist, because those were the only two paid speaking careers I knew about. The internet had not started yet. And so I spent about 14 years in full-time ministry, had a real passion for the mission field, particularly for kids suffering. And so we have 4 safe houses in Pakistan where we take care of 328 girls on a daily basis, ages 4 to 14. And at 1040impact.org, we have amazing corporate donors and grassroots sponsorship opportunities. And it's just been fun telling their stories. And we do tell their stories. We're doing volume 3 of PowerfulFemaleImmigrants.com. And many amazing women are in that, like Dr. Dalal Ekori, and women from around the world that have such incredible stories. And 100% of those proceeds are going to fund 1040 Impact.
What's the number one thing you've learned from all this nonprofit work you've done with these children overseas?
I tell people, I get a lot of people ask me about starting their own nonprofit, and I encourage them to partner with somebody that's already started a nonprofit. The most exciting thing for me is just the actual results of what's happening on the ground. When a girl ages 17 or 18 ages out of our program and she goes to cosmetology school and she gets a degree and is able to provide for other girls that have been trafficked and give back and to continue to pay it forward. So she's got an education, she's self-sufficient, she doesn't have to go back into trafficking, and she's making a difference in other kids' lives. That to me is the big payback.
Hey, that is powerful stuff. My guest has been Michael Butler. This has been Celebrity Expert Spotlight. Michael, thanks so much for coming in.
Great to be here, and michaeldbutler.com is the website for everything billionaire influence and everything we talked about. Clint, it's great to be with you.